Bruised, beaten, and wet. Yeah, I'm still not over that. Anyways, I'm back, and so is Puppy Candy. Huh. Hi guys, guess. And we're ready to do some more leveling and all that junk. Because it really is junk. Lots of filler. Kill this, do that, pick up that. I guess WoW does it better than a lot of games, but and the game has gotten better in that regard, but it's still a major part of the whole thing. But it gives me time to talk. And what do I have to talk about today? I don't know. I've been moving up in the world. Not really. But I've been getting to know people and making progress and just doing things, which isn't something I normally do. Which I'm glad to say is starting to change. Protect the innocent! Yeah. But, I'm glad I have you guys, and you're still sticking with it. I am in pretty good spirits today, fairly good. The power went out recently, don't know what the deal with that is. It's not like it's windy or anything, but power is something that, you know what, I'm just warning you guys right now. If we ever get hit by an EMP, you know what the saddest part is? The teenagers are going to complain about their lack of Facebook. Think about that. Just think about that. I need to check up on my Farmville town. What, the hospital stopped working? It doesn't matter. My turnips are ready. I could have missed plenty of those stupid chain things that basically say, hey, here's the month you were born. How does this one thing apply to you by somehow because this is the month you were born? You know those. They're like horoscopes, but not quite. Both bullcrap. Oh, then again, if someone believes in astrology, I shouldn't knock down anything. To each his own. All I know is that my horoscope is two fishes like curled around sniffing each other's butts. I'm drinking a nondescript soft drink. I can't say the name of it because there's this weird policy that if you do put ads on your videos, you have to take note whenever you are officially saying or endorsing any real-life product. I don't know quite how it works, but I'm just playing it safe. Hey, you. So how are you doing, Puppy Candy? I was like laughing at poor people. oh, Puppy Candy, you and your shenanigans. I don't let poor people touch me. Yeah. You better stop, Puppy Candy. You're kind of being abhorrent. I don't even know what that word means. That does not surprise me. Oh no, my imp died. Was it Pagpad? Yeah. Come back, Pagpad. Yeah, wait, you let me kill you. Yeah, you died, Pagpad. I like these guys, they're wretched. They're basically like blood elves on crack. And before you think I'm just joking, I'm being insensitive to people with real drug addictions. Their code name in the game's data files is Crack Elf, and they become disheveled and kind of emaciated after being addicted to, magic and being unable to control it. So does that remind you of anything? Just saying. A lot of fantasy stories, they always have that drug equivalent. In Elder Scrolls, it's skooma, that weird kind of fermented drink stuff that really messes you up. And Warcraft has a lot of them, but mostly fell energies, which is actually quite common in a lot of fantasy. Portray demonic energy as some sort of addiction. It gives you power, and the power just warps you. It's actually quite a good fitting, metaphor for evil in general, but through a physical metaphor, make these characters physically become monsters. See, I'm getting all, what's the term? Analogous, analog controlleragus, analingus. Holy crap! I did not just say that word in one of my videos. Oh, good heavens! I should have higher standards than that. Oh, good. Just pretend I didn't say that word. Just pretend I didn't say that word, please. I'm not gonna. See, to be fair, constantly pushing the boundaries and saying things that surprise people are what keep people invested in my videos. So yeah, I'm actually having a lot of fun playing this. Far more fun than I am playing it alone, because to be perfectly frank, this game is just... I found I'm trying to find good guilds again because I haven't been able to have one. They all disband or fracture, because like, I'm just gonna let you guys know, if you're ever starting or ever interested in playing this game and you haven't already, don't jump into making a guild. It is next to impossible now. You find one person who disagrees, there's going to be a schism, people break off, form factions, become multiple guilds. It is not easy to run a guild. Even if you just have a small circle, if you have a small circle of friends, it would actually work better. But don't pretend to be anything more, unless you're really prepared for a lot of drama. Oh, cool. When I talk into this straw, it makes a whistling sort of effect to my voice. Where's the other unstable mana crystals? Can't wait till I get my Voidwalker. I'm probably gonna go Demonology. I'm not sure if I've told you guys that, because Demonology is something I haven't tried before. My only other Warlock is Affliction. Well, is it Affliction? Which is the one with the fire themed with big burst damage? So I got all my crystals. As I said back in my Ocarina of Time video, crystals equal magic RPG logic, because that's pretty much the thing. You play any vintage RPG, you play any vintage game, and we're talking crystals. Crystals always have some kind of a deep power to them. Like, really, I mean, think about it. Heck, if crystals were magical, I'd probably just go into one of those cheap, not hobby shops, what do you call them, those souvenir shops you always get while on vacation in certain areas that have little towns for tourists. Buy authentic Alaskan jewels. It's like quartz, but spend $40. Ooh, a light silk robe. It feels so smooth on my skin. It's very red. And it's showing midriff. Your abdomen is exposed. Just take a sword and go and you're down. Just a heads up, puppy cat. I know you're a squishy, you're a clothy, whatever you call them. But, maybe it's time that magicians start wearing armor. The dark times will pass. But yeah, Warlocks have pretty good solo ability, with the Voidwalker especially, because it's just... those guys, they have really, really good, they're good at just drawing all the attention away from your lock, and I rarely die as a Warlock or Hunter, because if you have something with Taunt to back you up, soloing is just easy street. I'm glad you guys appreciate my commentary. I know I'm not doing much Nintendo anymore. Oh, here's my thoughts about Nintendo. Okay, I'm not going to fan any flames, and I'm not going to say anything that would hurt anyone's feelings, because I'm not that type of guy. I love Nintendo. I love the 3DS. I think the 3DS is an amazing system. If I can get mine to work properly, I keep having to trade it in and get repaired and all that jazz. It's kind of a mess, because the circle pad never works the way it should. But I know I'm an isolated case, so I can't really fault Nintendo as a whole for this problem, because most people don't have it. Okay, so Nintendo is one of those things that I have a lot of fondness for, and I think, to me, Nintendo is the only one of the three that's a game company. Sony's consumer electronics in general. Microsoft is mostly known for software, which is why I think the Xbox systems are often ugly looking, um, and often very boxy, because they're an Xbox. But my issue more with Nintendo lately is I think they need a better mix of old school and new school thinkers. They need people who are very much people who like the old systems and the new systems alike. They have great games, like Mario, Zelda, Metroid. Those are all great games. Even Other M. Go ahead and hate me for that. It's not a bad game. Um, but what they need to keep in mind is I think there's a lot of modern expectations of them and things that people want in systems and want them to sort of conform to. So what I do think they need to do is they need to get people who love the traditional old school days, like not just become an everyday like household everything device like PlayStation, Xbox can be. Still have that game system vibe to them that people love, but and keep that spirit alive. But also, I think they just need a lot more people who get modern gaming in Nintendo. They can still make the games they love, but I just think they need the traditional, because it's a very family-owned company. I think that's why they're suffering. They've been around for a long time. I mean, over a century. They made cards back before Japan was even in World War II. Um, so they have quite a history of being a small family-owned company. So I think that they need to keep that sort of philosophy. Apple had that sort of philosophy. I think they have become sort of big business tycoon types. They still sort of have that spirit of innovation alive in them. Steve Jobs did have a vision, which I do respect. But they still had this sort of we're the Apple family, we're all together type thing. And Nintendo has that too, but they don't have. I think they're failing at being as trendy as Apple is. If they could just mix those two elements together, being the thing that, yuppies would want as well as traditional gamers. Like, the Wii actually was quite good at that. But I think they would be good. I don't think Nintendo's very good at... it's not very good at explaining to its audience, to its potential audience what it is. A lot of people know what a Wii is, but never heard of a Wii U, and I'm just thinking, that's a problem. They've had this new system out for a while, and there's just no hype, no buzz, and I don't think it's software. There are good games on Wii U. There's quite a few, actually, more so than the other systems, in my opinion. Some of the best games I play on other systems on the new ones are multiplat. Not exclusive. You got Battlefield 4 and Tomb Raider, which was also on the last generations of systems. So if I'm going to really call out Nintendo for being just not having games, that's not the reason at all. I mean, it's not. I'm already intending to get a Wii U when Smash Brothers comes out because I just freaking love Smash Brothers. I think it's the best fighting game well, at least it's my favorite. They just put so much heart and soul into those games, and they're just really remarkable experiences. So I can't really, so yeah, games isn't the problem. Nintendo's just terrible at, I think, getting the message out. I think they became overconfident, and they felt that, hey, the Wii was big, the Wii U, once people hear about it, at least in the little, well, they don't need the hype behind it to sell it, like the Wii did, because, it's the successor to the Wii, people are gonna get talking. But no, they really haven't done all that well. But I'm not gonna say Nintendo's doomed. People have been saying Nintendo is doomed for like 2 decades now. It's gotten really old. People have been saying that since like the PlayStation 1 came out, and while they've had ups and downs and they've had darker periods, this is the worst their console has ever done. But I don't think this means doom, because I've been a part of so many fandoms, so many things that seem to be under the impression that they are like that the thing they love is just completely fragile and can't survive any hard times. That you know what, Nintendo's franchises have brand power. They have people who like them. They're not gonna go anywhere. They might change what they do, and they might change their approach, but I don't think it's not as simple as doom. They're not doing well, so they must be die over. They're gonna die overnight. I'm gonna wake up one morning and there's no Nintendo, and I'm like, as long as you have something that people like and that there's there's a marketability and brand for it, you will not completely fall off the face of the planet Earth. You only lose, are completely gone, I think, when you lose relevance, period. Like, any kind of your brands have relevance, and that's not the case. Pokemon X and Y have sold very well. If we're talking worldwide sales, isn't it, like, more than Grand Theft Auto 5? Like, if we're talking, because Grand Theft Auto doesn't sell in the East, not nearly as much. But if we're to take all those into account, pretty much, it has a very high attach rate to people with 3DSs, and that's a franchise a lot of people like. It makes a lot of money. It's a huge merchandising giant, and if Nintendo were to drop every one of their franchises and just stick with Pokemon, which I don't want them to do, they'd probably still be quite well off if they just expanded that. So no, I don't think Nintendo is dying. I think the Wii U is having a rough spot, but I don't think, as a long-term Nintendo fan, like, at least from what I've seen, they can't just suddenly die. It's not that. It's not how it works. Drain life. That being said, I got a PS4 first, and this was the first generation in my life where I got a non-Nintendo system first. And as much as I enjoy the PlayStation 4, the reason I got it is because I believe in Sony as a long-term investment, and I also feel that Sony has improved so much since last generation. PlayStation 3 was just mistake after mistake early on, and while I got some great games later down the line, I've heard, I didn't get to play them, but I will soon because Last of Us is coming to PS4. But there was this whole sort of debacle. They just made dumb decisions after dumb decisions. The price, the weird argument. Remember that weird crying baby doll with the floating PS3? Yeah, that's the way you do it. You gotta be artsy to sell a product that's a successful one that's already well known. No, you be artsy and weird to get people to know that you're a brand. You already know the PlayStation brand has value. That's actually probably more detrimental to freak people out over it. Just be weird when you're unheard of. When you're heard of, just continue to sell your product and prove why it's better. Then again, I don't have a job in marketing, but I just think the PS3, even the PSP, had pretty terrible marketing. And I feel that Sony, like, with their commitment to indies and a lot of they seem to be adopting some of the best aspects of Nintendo's philosophy of encouraging, new upstarting fresh ideas while still catering to the big budget blockbusters. And I think, wow, that's actually, you're speaking my language. Big fancy graphics game and cool indies. Yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you grow the industry. You get new people starting up from the simplest of origins, and you build them up with smaller budgets. That's going to keep video games healthy. I started really thinking, like, you know what? These guys get me. I didn't get them at all, and they didn't get me at all before. But achievement. But congrats, Sony. You've really turned yourself a complete 180. And for Microsoft, I felt they've gone a complete 180 in the other direction. I actually really liked the 360. I thought it was a great system, had a lot of great games. Great online, but good gravy did they start making some really bad decisions with the Xbox One. And I mean, you can tell when people who put the Xbox One together are leaving and joining, like, Zynga, a company that's already doing very poorly. You just know, I don't think they're very happy with how people receive the Xbox One. A lot of their decisions just seemed anti-consumer. There was the whole Kinect thing, which I don't want. I'm done with motion. Motion is just not my thing anymore. So if you're going to sell motion controls to me, I'm not interested. It was fun for the first bit of Wii, but most of the Wii games I got later on, Monster Hunter, Muramasa, Donkey Kong Country Returns, I liked them because they didn't use that much motion. or any. Donkey Kong used a bit. So, yeah, I'm done with motion controls. I'm done with the whole tracking. I'm super paranoid of the idea of a camera watching me as I play games all day. Okay, there. I just admit I'm a nerd. I play a lot of games, okay? But it's just not. They put me off so much. They're underwhelming E3 conference. If you like it, that's cool. There's stuff I feel jealous. I want Titanfall on a console because I like shooters on consoles. I know I'm in the minority. I have a beast computer, but I prefer them on consoles. Um, but there's just a lot of this stuff that just feels like they weren't paying attention. Oh, and Halo 5. I want to continue playing Halo because I really do like Halo, but it's not going to be on PlayStation. But hey, I got Destiny. Destiny looks fun. I'm sure you'll scratch my itch for that Bungie type of feel. So, while I must admit Xbox One has some good exclusives, and Dead Rising 3 looks good. Oh, darn. Yeah, but I have more faith in Sony as a whole now. I have faith in Nintendo, but it's a different kind of faith. I have faith that they'll pull through and they'll make great games and continue to do the things they do and do it well. I don't think that's going to change. But I think that there's certain traditions holding them back that I respect, and I respect that they're trying to keep that flavor of the family-owned game company, that they're trying to bring smiles to the world through their own means and their own way and own path. But I think there are some people who do need to tell people that, hey, you know what? I respect your traditions. There are better ways to do this, and you need people to second guess you in any industry, in any government, in anything, because you can't know it all. As much as you'd like to, you can't know it all. That guild was called the Profanity Busters. Interesting name. Hey, Profanity Busters are better than Grammar Nazis. So, yeah, I've pretty much given you my thought on the console wars in this coming generation. I could go into it more. I just thought, hey, this might be a good discussion for today's video, and I like sharing my thoughts. This is actually sort of a vlog series, this leveling thing, because I'd actually prefer going for a vlog approach than for me to say, oh, I gotta find all these twigs, because this guy needs these twigs. Because, you know what, that's just, that's boring. That's how you do a boring WoW Let's Play. And yeah, I'm calling it a Let's Play. I said no more Let's Plays, but you know what? You people convinced me. You have a lot of good thoughts, a lot of good ideas, and I like to hear what you have to say. And you were pretty much behind me 100%. Some people casted doubt, skepticism, because I've done these sort of WoW leveling things before, but they never really got off the ground. And I'm not saying this one will. I'm hoping it will. I'm enjoying myself. But I'd like you guys to stick with it, because it's giving me just a room to talk, give my ideas, my thoughts. I don't want to be a ranting site, because there's too many ranting videos on YouTube, and a lot of these ranting videos, they tend to just use these sweeping generalizations, saying this one group of people is awful because they do this. Well, I'm sure some of them do that. I wouldn't be surprised. Ooh, our peers. Our peers are fun. I actually think this is better probably than reading the quest dialogue, because you know what? I can do the funny voices, but it's just, it takes away the flow, and I actually feel I'm enjoying myself most when I just talk. Vent how I feel. So yeah, thanks guys for hearing my little console spiel. If you guys have any ideas of what the consoles, about the consoles coming up, and well, they're all out now, but just their future and what lies ahead, and I'd love to hear your opinions. Like, comment, and subscribe. LOL. I'm one of those guys now. Where is your god now? No, I shouldn't say that. I'm no god. If I was a god, I'd probably have the world run a lot differently, but I mean, who am I to second guess my creator? But, you know what? I don't know. Yeah, that's the thing. If I was probably, if I had power over the world, absolute control, I'd probably be the type people would fear because I think I would take the authoritarian approach. I know it sounds scary, and I hate to sound like this power mad, tyrant who would rule the world with an iron fist, but I don't know what I feel like. Should I be loving? Because if I'm loving, I could be too lenient, and and the world would just sort of either rely on me, ooh piggy, or have just there wouldn't be really any control. Would there be if you just said I'll love you when you do bad things? I don't know. Different strokes for different strokes. We could go into a whole theology discussion about loving a loving deity versus a vengeful deity, which would work better. You know what? I don't know. I don't think anyone knows. Okay, we have ideas. I'm sure we have ideas. I try to avoid anything too dramatic or controversial, but you know what? That gets the comments coming. That gets the comments coming. Stop turning things into pigs, puppy candy. They're swine. Well, you made them swine. Probably weren't swine before. Shine, shine, shine. Shicky, shicky, swine, yeah. Boom, 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 boom. Uh-oh. Shine, shine, shine. Shicky, shicky, swine, yeah. I love that song. That's like the best song out of Grand Theft Auto 4. They really should have put it in 5, but there weren't that many Eastern Europeans in 5, and the whole Russian station feels kind of... Well, I know Nico isn't Russian, but there's a lot of Russians in that game. But it wouldn't really suit 5. Is there a Russian community in California? I'd like to know this. People live around like the Los Angeles area or even anywhere else in California? Because most people tend to associate... Well, I guess Los Angeles does have a lot of diversity. There's, whites, blacks, Latinos, all that. But I just think of New York as being the place where there's lots of... I could be way off. I've never been to either New York or Los Angeles. I've been to San Francisco once when I was little. Is San Francisco where Alcatraz is? I think it is. I remember going down in a submarine and seeing the Alcatraz and all the bodies and the dummies they had in the fake cells. Well, they weren't fake. They are kind of fake now. Nobody goes in there. Besides people who have to, I guess, dust off the dummies. I never intend to be a prisoner, so I don't have to worry about that. And when I was 14, before I understood the law, I used a file-sharing client. Their advertising revoked. The police are on their way to my house for questioning about the horrible crimes I've committed. They're going to throw me in a cell, give me cold showers with a bunch of very creepy people that I can't even wear a bathing suit in, and yeah, the wardens will yell at me, and this is going to be a fun time for me. Yeah, there's a bit of walking. I don't think I'm questing very efficiently in this place. This was before a lot of the more linear questing zones were added. The Dead Scar. Oh man, that should be the name of a band. Then again, aren't scars always dead? Because I have scars, and I always assumed scar tissue didn't have the same level of like nerve connection as living tissue. Then again, it's a metaphor. It's a scar across the land filled with death, so it's not actually talking about a scar with dead tissue. See, that's the thing. That's the thing with my mind. I interpret things the completely wrong way. I have trouble understanding figures of speeches and metaphors. Jeez, it's almost like I'm autistic. Back to Falcon Wing. Oh, don't kill the bunny. Don't kill the bunny. Thank you. I only kill cats. Those poor pussycats. You're making some animal hoarder out there really sad. And again, a lot of animals die in animal hoarder cases. So, I guess I still feel bad when they die, but I just forget they had them when they die. Well, this has gotten really dark. I probably should end this before it gets any darker.
State your business.
A long knife. A claymore. I guess I could sell the claymore for extra copper. That claymore looks kind of, rusty. Is that the word I'm thinking of? Covered in rust? What is the word for things that are covered in rust? Rusty. Corroded. Oxidized. Yeah, I know all the words. I'm just messing with you guys. It's what I do. See ya.